What is up, YouTube? It is Matty. I am sat here with my glass of wine, and yes, I've had about 3 or 4 glasses now, so feeling pretty merry. Hopefully it's a perfect time to do a war recap. I do not condone drinking, and probably unless you like me and have a couple of young children who test your patience all day every day, in which case the answer is a couple of cheeky drinks on the evening, and it just warms up my day. Spoken like a true alcoholic. Anyway, I want to do the war recap versus higher ground. I'm running out of time to do certain things with a hectic life and a busy evenings. Like I've been out for dinner this evening, come back, had to do 2 war attacks and do this recap, and next I might have to do a Town Hall 10 attack. So it's like it's cracking on already. It's 10:30. Got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's just life gets in the way of Clash, and Clash gets in the way of life. It's one of those vicious circles. But as a YouTuber, here I am devoting my time and energies to this and to you guys, and I love doing it. So first raid we're going to show in this war raid, in fact, before we jump into the raids, it was versus higher ground. They are a mixed clan, which means they allow people to play the game as they wish, meaning that they won't kick people if they are modding, and I don't think they actively promote, like go out and look for modders. But it's just sort of a mixed clan, and they allow people to play the game as they wish. But saying that, there was some incidents with their game as to why they didn't win. I know there was a personal issue with I'm going commando, which is why he didn't do his attacks. I don't really want to announce that 'cause it's not my place to. However, feel free to check the comment section if anyone or himself has mentioned anything. But there was a legitimate reason why he didn't do his attacks, and Jason, their top Town 11, ended up getting a disconnection mid-raid, which ended up costing them the war, because if you look on the side of the map, or our side of the map at Power COC, you can see that Mike, which is the one that Jason attacked and disconnected, he only got 37%, resulting there, and that if he'd have just got a 2-star on that, it would have helped him out. And also some pretty powerful Town Hall 9s. There was a pretty the Town Hall 9 game wasn't great from the high ground guys, but it ended up costing them the war, unfortunately. But great news for Power COC. Anyway, first raid I want to show is number 23. Let's have a little look. It's an attack by Silent Wolf. It has been about a day and a half since I chose which raids I was going to show. So some of the earlier ones, or the lower down ones, I can't quite remember. But in that case, I'll commentate as I see. So it's a quad loon, 4 hounds, meaning he's going to aim for 1 air defense and the queen. You can see nice clean jump spell straight into the queen compartment, straight into sort of in line with the air defense. If you can get that down, that'd be fantastic. It's not a max level base, clearly. However, both sweepers are in the middle. Both expos are on up. So I wouldn't say it's a base it's easy to be Larlooned, but with spread out air defenses the way they are, if you can get the 1 air defense at least, and any extra value, and you can see here I was hoping he was going to get the expo, but he didn't with the queen. But 2 hands on the first air defense is quite normal. A couple of loons spread out. He's combining hastes and rage, and I always struggle when to use haste and when to use rage. So here is a good example, using the haste to push the loons onto that air defense quite quickly. Because there's no huge HP buildings he's taken down, he's able to get away with not needing a rage spell. And because on the first expo he just took down, there were so many loons, again he didn't need it. But now the rage is just to try and help them push through onto that expo and take it down. But the problem is those loons, he hadn't caught up with his hound placement and his and the rest of his Larloon by the time those first initial loons, so they ended up going to waste, which is a shame. However, though, a couple of loons did survive, still under power of the rage, and was able to take down the expo, which is the big final threat. If that last hound pops, that would be fantastic for the raid, which it did, and boom, you've got yourself a pretty decent raid with some loons and a lot of pups left for cleanup, so will be a nice easy 3-star. So well done to Silent Wolf. Could have been a bit quicker on the rest of the La Loon. The first half it was good, just I think speeding up on the second half maybe would have been a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Anyway, 22 is the next one we're going to show by Floris. Let's have a look. Big amount of Valkyries. Now, the meta of the game at Town Hall 9 is Valk heavy, I've got to say. You're going to see some La Loon raids in this recap, so it's not dead by any means, but anywhere between 5 and 20 Valkyries per raid seems to be the normal now. Mass Valkyrie is pretty powerful. When I say mass Valk, I mean if you're taking around 20 Valks and 4 heals, they'll melt through lava balls, and you can keep them alive with the heal spells, and they'll just shred a base. Little to no skill in doing it, other than not missing your heal spells. And you can see here, it's a look at the wad of Valkyries that are going in. I like the fact he's combined it with a Queen Walk. However, that Queen's going to die because the air defense is in a good position to get the healers, unless she breaks in. Is she going to break in? I don't know. I don't think so. Valks are doing pretty good damage. They're smashing through walls still. The King's there with them. And you can see here that air defense just taking down the healers, and it's the unfortunate thing of if you don't plan, if the air defense is in a position like it is, where it's out of the Queen's range, but it can hit the healers as they go past, unless you make a plan to avoid that, or to take it on or take it down, it's gonna kill your healers, and you're gonna be struggling. So in the end, you know, it didn't go as planned. But the thing is, and what I'm coming back to, and the point I'm trying to make, is that things haven't gone to plan this raid. He just hit a double giant bomb with all of his Valks right at the back end of the raid, and he's still able to, with no heal spells left, and still able to push through and get the 3-star. So unbelievable determination by those Valks. And it's kind of the point. Valks are crazy. They are so powerful. Still. The meta of the game has switched to being Valkyries as one of the primary troops used at Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10. And we're getting a good show at Town Hall 11 as well. 21 on 21. 17 Valkyries. I mean, this sort of raid a few months ago was unheard of. Sorry. I think the wine's getting to me because I just did a massive yawn. Anyway, I mean the strategy is simple enough. Create a wide enough funnel to be able to allow your Valkyries to go in. Problem here is both wizards moved away from the barracks that we thought they were going to go to, and then didn't carry on the funnel. So I think he was right in his placements. It was slightly off, and it ended up costing him because the Valks have gone Splitsville, half running around the edge. But the question is, what can he do with that? How can he take that to his advantage? What I would have done is dropped a couple of hogs quite early on the Arch Tower and Cannon, but some Valks have gone through anyway. But he's combining some wizards in with his Valks. So just watch what happens. They've got a group running around the outside, a group running inside, taking down the base. And they're just going to, because they are split, they're going to, he's just got to be very careful with his heal spell placement and very conservative. I mean, he's out of spells already. So what can he do? The Valks are sort of joining up now, which is quite cool, in the one compartment, and he's just using back-end hogs to help him out. And this is great because this is Gova Home. Just a very different version than I'm used to. Much more Valkyries than I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen higher, like recently, but this is, and what I mean, it's much higher than I've ever seen before, really. Incredible amount. And it's effective, and you can see here, it just, even if they go out, they go the complete wrong route, it is a little bit idiot proof, which it does concern me, I've got to say. Next one we're going to show is number 20 with Mailman. So let's check out this raid. We've got 18 Hog Riders, 5 Valks, and I think he's using my approach, which is to take max Valkyries in the clan castle as opposed to a max Golem. If he is doing that, and that is the case, good on him, because like me, he's clearly realised that Valkyrie, you get much more value from max Valkyries and their extra damage per second and HP than you do with a slight HP buff from a level 5 Golem. So just not that big a difference, to be fair. 4 and 5 isn't huge on the Golem side, so feel free to check it out yourself and think what you're going to get better value for. But trust me when I'm saying that if you do a Goverho max Valks in the clan castle, they're going to really help you out. So nice clean funnel in, nice delay on the Valkyrie drop there. It's meant that everything's had a chance to get up front, because Valks are so quick. You need to make sure that they're in good position to get through. And I think he could have delayed the heal spell slightly there, because it was he put it down quite early and the Valks hadn't even been touched. But they're sitting inside it nicely, so you can't say too much about that. Where's he going to use another heal spell? I would say down by that expo, probably could have. A little bit too late, really. Could have got maybe an extra Valk staying alive there or two, if he'd have dropped it a little bit sooner. Still got a couple of hogs left. A big group are coming though, so he's going to just need a heal spell for the back end. Could have again dropped that heal spell a little bit deeper, and actually been a little bit more delayed on that one, but it didn't matter in the end. Still able to walk away with the 3-star. Final cannon about to go, and loads of hogs to help clean up, and some wizards to help it clean up as well. So good raid by Mailman. Nice mixing of Valkyries and hogs, and nice, just a generally nice Goverho. Love seeing him. It's my bread and butter raids, and yeah, love to be able to show other people dominating with them as well. Jick is our next guy. Goverho. Looks like he's taken in 2 golems with a CC golem, and he's going to be using an earthquake to open up the base. Now the question here is, has he already identified that there's a hound in the CC and this is a cleanup raid, or is it a fresh hit and there is no CC and he doesn't know and he's taking a risk? My thought process would be that there's going to be a hound in the CC, and that the fact that he knew that. Otherwise, in my opinion, it's not quite worth the risk. If there's something that's quite high damaging, like a lot of wizards or Valkyries, or what else could there be? I don't know, dragon loons. You can see here witches. I mean, they're going to cause a problem, but Valkyries are pretty efficient at smashing things up. So we can see here with the combination of the heal spell, he's actually been able to take the CC down very quickly. So I can't say much about that, because yeah, the Valks have actually come through and absolutely helped him there with their just crazy OP-ness, and just smashed it. So the second heal spell's down to keep the Valkyries alive. The Queen has walked around the edge, which won't help him out for a while at least. Anyway, she's just going to be smashing buildings and being a bit of a trash cleaner. Good choice to use some hogs in here. He's using them surgically between the defences between 4 and 6 to help take down those defences, but he's put them thickly, spread them thickly enough so they are going to group together, and now they're going to become a force. And in fact, he can heal spell, and that heal might benefit the Valkyries as well. I can't tell if it is yet, or if there are in fact many, if any, left. But it was a nice, decent heal spell placement. Happy with that. And you can see the hogs are moving through to the last couple of defences now, and the base is done. So smart entry point, eliminating giant bomb threats, which means he could drop the hogs a little bit heavier and still get away with a very nice 3-star. So yeah, great job there. Moving up next is number 13, Gents. And what has Gents got? It is a Goverho. I know you guys have been thinking, God, I haven't seen a Goverho raid in a long time. I've got it. Facts are facts, guys. When a strategy is this was sort of buffed. I mean, it was strong before. It was almost overused before by a lot of the emphatic guys, because we just recognised how awesome Valkyries were, but obviously a lot of the war community didn't. So, a lot of the day-to-day clashes didn't. Therefore, Supercell felt a Valk buff was needed. But what's happened is that it really wasn't needed, particularly at Town Hall 9. Maybe yes at Town Hall 10, but maybe not to the extent that it has been. But it's just made them absolutely even more of a viable strategy now than ever before. Even though they've got that HP nerf, still their attack is so much faster. They're just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to speed up slightly on this raid. You can see it's the same concept as before, using Valks and the heroes and golems to tank, allowing the hogs to just target those defences. The idea is keep the defences distracted and hog them when they are distracted, and just combine the kill squad and the hog riders together to make a seamless finish to the raid, and that is the way to do go overho. So, great hit by Jent. Let's have a look at number 12 next, and I think we're stepping into loon territory nearly. 15 Valkyries and a Queen Walk. So I prefer these sort of raids where a Queen Walk is put into place and taken into consideration, as opposed to just spamming Valkyries down. I guess those initial wizards were just to create a little bit of a funnel for him. Can't be any other reason than that, really. Which way is the Queen going to go? She's going clockwise at my guess, just based on the defense layout. I would think it's all going to go to now. Is she going to go mortar? But she did go to the gold mine. Oh, worked that out wrong, didn't I? Anyway, and it'd be interesting to know if he planned for it to go that way as well, because I always struggle, particularly when it's that close, just to do the maths. I don't want to get rulers out and start measuring stuff. Counting tiles is a little bit hit and miss, and unfortunately right there he just really missed out on his wall breaker opener. The giant placement didn't quite give him long enough to get in. He has broken now with the wall breakers, and then just gets unlucky immediately again. Quaking open the base, and here come the Valk party, and party it is, because there's quite a lot. They are going to go nuts, they're going to go everywhere, they're going to cover the base, and how is he going to heal them? I would have placed that heal spell a little bit. No, actually that wasn't too bad. I'm thinking about it, and that was a pretty good heal, and he's actually made double use out of it. So I was about to say you should have placed that lower, but I take my words back. You were right. Good placement. Kings broke through. Valks are now out. Queen's in a prime position to take down all three of those point defense, and right next to her cannon 2 Teslas, and then she'll move on to the arch tower after the air defense. So she's just getting huge value. Great Queen Walk, and look at this as well. The final arch tower on the outside. So many Valks and troops there. Hound is barely even touched, which is perfect. It's the way you want it to be. If you don't want to pop a hound, which I recommend that if you don't have to, don't. He's minimised his risk. His Queen's around the outside. She's got huge value herself, and so have the Valkyries. And this raid was an absolute demolish of the base, and that is what I do like to see. So fair play, and a big shout out to Snake Eyes. 10's next with Zed B, and I think this is where we're moving into the loon raids. A couple to finish on the Town Hall 9s at least anyway. Okay, so single golem in, second golem down. It's going to be a shattered a shattered loon, or go loon, as some of the other players may refer to it as, but for the majority of the hardcore war community, shattered loon. I don't know if that name brought up or invented by Hulk. I know that Hulk had a big part in his namings, like your Needle, Cold-Blooded, Shattered, Brimstone, all that sort of stuff. Was it all Hulk? Did he just publicise it from other people that came up with it? Genuinely interested, but I know that he sort of made it more widely known, shall we say, to the community, and therefore it was started to be used by a couple of the hardcore YouTubers like myself, Jake, Powerbang, etc, etc. So I digress. Moving on, a couple of air defences have gone down and an expo have gone down. The Queen's still alive, so this is a huge opener, and all he has to do now is not be full spaz when he's dropping the loons and not let them die. All hounds are going into the right place. Rage I think could have been a bit slightly further over, but he's pushing the loons in a huge wave across the base. Second hound popped, but the third one's barely even touched, so not able to get much out of it there. And however, loads of cleanup left, good time, loads of loons and a hound. Unfortunately, we always like it when, I think the best case scenario is when the hound pops just as the last defence goes down, because that's the coolest way it can work, I guess. But Bear, huge raid, great. Let's have a look at Jared's Laloon now. Triple hound, double golem again, shattered Laloon. Okay, so he's going in from the bottom side, going to be aiming for 2 air defences. From memory, something goes a little bit off on the raid. I don't think his heroes end up taking down the first air defence, which is strange. I thought that you'd have thought that they would have, bearing in mind, based on the pure fact that they're going almost straight past it. But I think the wall breaker fail he's had there. Now he's having to manually break through the wall. The king is there. The defense goes down. The troops redirect. Wizard takes down the defense. They redirect again, and then he drops down a jump to get them in. But now the heroes are engaged, so there's a hero on hero bit of action there. Now rage spell, CC are coming out. He's got no well, he has got a poison, but it's looks like it's dropped a little bit too close to the heroes. Could have been a bit further back. Queen is still there. It's just everything that you didn't want to happen did happen. Or the order just felt strained a little bit. In the end, he used a bit of hound health and a couple of loons to take down that air defense that he missed. The Queen did get the expo, which is going to have helped him. But what can he do? Second hound is in onto the second air defense, and he just needs to keep it going, keep pushing through. My advice on this now is to get that hound down in soon. You want him to die. You want both of those hounds to explode. Of course you do. You want it to do when the last air defense is about to go, or the last air targeting defense is about to go down, should we say. Loon's in good position. Third hound looks like he's ready to burst. Nearly. There he goes. Is that it for the hound deployment? I think there's been 3 goes. And just he's got enough loons to be able to finish up the raid, and it's looking good. Looking very healthy. So a great Laloon by Jared. I thought it was just really well executed, to be fair. After the initial issue of the start, I think the actual Laloon, he made it look very easy, and it just goes to show that it's such a viable strategy. If you don't know about 6 and 7, which were my raids, I did get a perfect a 6-pack this war. Absolutely stoked about it, but it is in my how to go the ho video, which I would have definitely uploaded before this video, so feel free to check that out. Yeah, in my how to go the ho, you get to see raids 6 and 7, which were pretty cool. Next one I'm going to show is number 4 by Mike, and it's a Town Hall 11 dip on a Town Hall 10. And I don't mind showing dips when it's 11 to 10. I don't like showing 10 to 9 because the difference is too big. But I think still people still like to see a bit of Warden action. And it's a mass Valk raid. I mean, there's a lot there. Only a couple of healers as well. So it's interesting to see how he's going to get best use out of the healers. And the 19 Valkyries, is he going to be able to keep them alive? He's only got 1 heal spell, so not much there. I guess he's going to do a core charge. Giant golem or down, big wide spread on the wizards for the funnel. I'm wondering if he's trying to push the Queen all the way to carry on going anti-clock, but she looks like she's set on clockwise now, and I think she's going to start heading inside with the kill squad. It looks like she is. So it's going to have to be a mighty kill squad to get what he needs to do done here. I've lost my English. The rage follows through, and look how quick the Valks are pushing through. How is he going to get to that second Inferno? That's the big question here. He needs to break through. In fact, he's through. They broke in, they smashed it, and that rage, it just goes to show how powerful Valkyries truly are under rage spell. It's just insane. They make max walls look like butter. They are aggressive troops, and it's fantastic. I love watching Valk shred something. Someone said to me the other day, why did you bring a second rage spell instead of a second heal spell? And I said, and my answer was simple. Well, firstly I was testing, but secondly, just watch what happens when you keep Valkyries under rage as they push through half a base. It's crazy. Rage and heal both work very well with Valks, but when you get you can use them both in conjunction with each other. You can get some really powerful results. The final raid we're going to show here, guys, is by Adam, and Adam has had some really impressive raids on the Town Hall 10s recently, and this is a decent raid on a Town Hall 11, so I wanted to see it. Mass Valk again, but it just does show the power. I mean, when I say it's he's had some impressive Town Hall 10 raids. The guy's only got a level 31 king and a 30 queen, so he feels new to Town Hall 10 to me. I guess that's because I got my queen up so pretty damn quick. I got her immediately up to going up to level 31 and then straight off to 32, and I just kept her going for a good while until she was maxed. But anyway, the point I'm making is a lowish Town Hall 10 can 2-star a Town Hall 11, and Valkyries are pretty good, and he got a really good percentage on it as well. So let's see how it goes down. Pushing the Valkyries in, no jump, doesn't look like there's jump spell there, just raging them through, but the problem is that because they didn't funnel properly, they've ran around the outside. But if you look carefully, a huge group have ran into the core. They're running deep, they're running fast, and the queen looks like she's going to be the one that ends up getting the CC based on what I can see at the moment, unless something changes. But with the Valkyries just running around the edge, they just love that. Yeah, they are in a world of their own. So he's probably going to pop the ability to finish up the Town Hall. In fact, he probably won't need to, actually. Smart choice to use the loon on that cannon, because it's the only one of the main things hitting the queen. But then again, there was an air defense there, so it wasn't really a smart choice at the end at all. It just didn't work out. But there's the 2-star, getting a bit of extra percent now, which is great. But yeah, it was a good raid. Nice to see the Valks in action. Unfortunately, he didn't control them enough, didn't funnel wide enough, because Valks love to, if you don't funnel right, they'll punish you for it, and they'll do it quickly, and they'll be running around the edge of a base before you know it if you're not careful. Anyway, huge shout out to Power COC on this war. It was an amazing one. Really good to see everyone come together. I had a solid war. The board was looking really healthy by the end of it, and yeah, just a really fun experience. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the recap and the mix of raids that I've shown, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.